This video is brought to you by the Intel Core i7-4770K unlocked processor. If you're a speed freak, add an Intel 3500 series SSD to your Haswell system for a truly enthusiast class experience. So this will be a little different from most of our unboxings. Number one, we don't have a box. I have already removed the packaging from it so that I could have a close look at it. Number two is this is not a computer product, but it is definitely technology related. This is the 180 watt Cup Inverter, and it does not, contrary to what you might believe, watch this. It does not take your cup and do this with it. That is actually not the kind of inverter we're talking about, but if you found that terminology confusing, don't worry, Energizer's got your back, because also on the box is this thing, which has charge that, which I think we can all agree looks like an iPad or pretty much any other tablet, depending on which side of the Apple versus Samsung thing you happen to sit on. That thing, which looks like probably a laptop, although it could be a really old desktop, but they probably don't want you to charge an old desktop because that might explode. In your that thing, which I think we can all agree is a water fountain. So pretty much what it does is it takes the power that comes out of your car, out of the cigarette lighter doodad right here, and it turns it into something that your other devices can use. So you get 4 USB ports, each of which share 2.1 amps of total available power, and you get one standard 120 volt receptacle that you can use to, I don't know, any number of things. You can charge a notebook, you can sit and use a notebook in the car, you can, I don't know, I've seen people run game consoles in the backs of their vehicles. Mind you, that was back when game consoles didn't consume nearly as much power. The device itself runs off of the car, or it can run directly off a battery. However, it should be noted that it will decrease the lifespan of your battery to use it constantly and aggressively and drain the battery of your car very, very often in order to use this device. So it's recommended for, when you have the engine running. With that said, when you have the engine running, or really in any situation, it's not quite a pure sine wave that it's outputting on this particular port. So you might run into a little bit of interference with things like cheap radios or whatever else the case may be. But most devices, particularly modern ones, or ones that are taking the power and then converting it into something that they can use, which usually ends up being DC anyway, such as a notebook computer, are going to be fine, like kind of 99, okay, I don't want to quote a number, but a lot of the time. So let's go ahead and see what you might actually need an outlet and 4 USB ports for in a vehicle. Now it's funny because I'm being a little bit facetious and I'm sort of playing on the whole how technologically dependent our lifestyles are these days. But the reality of it is I have managed to create a scenario here that is not completely unrealistic. So step one, I've got 4 devices plugged in, and I've got a laptop plugged in, and this is plugged into the charger here. Remember guys, some vehicles will discharge this port even when the car is powered off. So the advantage of that is that you can still run devices even when the car is powered off. The disadvantage is it'll run the devices and you might drain your car battery and then not be able to start it. So be careful of that, watch out for that. So check this out. Okay, so number one is I have a tablet. This tablet right here, even on a 10-hour road trip, is not gonna run out of battery when I give it to the kids in the back to watch a movie. Okay, but how are they going to watch a movie? They've only got 16 gigs of storage on that tablet. Right here, guys. This is a Seagate GoFlex satellite. This is the last generation. The Wireless Plus is the current generation one. So this is a wireless hard drive that has up to 500 gigs, or the new ones have a terabyte of storage. Boom, they're watching their movies right there. Okay, next up, we've got this right here. So this is my notebook. This notebook right here, you can tell from the power brick how much power it's going to draw. So it's 19 volts, 3.42 amps. It's not really important to zoom in on that, but I do want you to check this out. On the Super Circuits volts, watts, amps converter, all you have to do is key in any 2 values and that'll give you the other value. So this is a 65 watt notebook, so we're not going to be anywhere near the 180 watt limit of this particular device. Now there are more powerful ones, but this one is designed to fit in a cup holder, so it's not exactly going to run your popcorn maker or something like that. All right, but how am I going to work on my notebook if I don't have internet? Boom. Now I don't have to worry about the battery dying on my cell phone, even if I have a portable Wi-Fi hotspot with tethering enabled. So I can run that as long as I need to because that is also charging. And then last but not least, because we are so dependent on having our devices running all the time, I have my Fuel Plus. See, it's at 75%. This is a portable battery that I can then take with me when I arrive at my destination to keep topping up my devices even when I am not in the vehicle. So I have there justified a usage scenario for 5 devices plugged in the car at the same time. Now, if you guys will excuse me, I have some work to do. And don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to Linus Tech Tips, and leave a comment under the video if you can see yourself actually using something like this in your own car to run all of your devices all the time, because we can't live without them. Don't forget to subscribe.